New year, new me, right? Well, love them or hate them, resolutions are everywhere this time of year. But let's be honest, have you ever set one and watched it slip away by February? It's not just you, it happens to most of us. But why? And how can we finally make changes that last? Hello and welcome to With Samar Naim, where I understand and respect that every journey and experience is unique, but we can always find some common ground to start with. And I don't have it all figured out, but let's figure this out together. In today's video, we're exploring why so many resolutions fail and, most importantly, how to make changes that truly last. Stick around till the end because I'll share how you can approach your goals for the year in a way that feels real, sustainable, and true to who you are. Before we dive in, let me address the elephant in the room. While some people swear by resolutions, others say, why wait for the new year to make change when you can start any day? And honestly, both sides have a point. Yes, we can start anytime, but there's something magical about this collective energy of the new year. It's like the world is pressing a reset button together, and that shared momentum can feel inspiring. So, if resolutions are your thing, I want to say this to you. Don't let anyone's skepticism stop you. If it speaks to you, embrace it. After all, resolutions have been around for over 4,000 years, so why not keep the tradition alive? But let's be real. Why do resolutions fail? Let's start with that. And I'll be honest, it's not because we're lazy or incapable. It's because of the way we set them. Here are 3 main reasons we contribute to the failure of our resolutions. Number 1, identity disconnect. Here's the thing about resolutions. If they don't align with how you see yourself, they're almost impossible to sustain because there's a disconnect from the start. For example, imagine you're a night owl who thrives creatively at night. Then, if you set a goal to wake up at 5 a.m. every day to work out, that's essentially clashing with your identity, and it's unlikely to stick. Or maybe you're someone who values connection and family time and collaboration, and you set a goal to be hyper-competitive in your career just to get ahead. Again, it doesn't feel natural, and it's hard to stay motivated. Your identity is the foundation of every goal. Build from the inside out and choose goals that reflect your true self. But aligning your goal with your identity is just the beginning. For real success, your resolution should also help you grow into the person who can achieve it. Most resolutions focus on what we want to do, like lose weight or save money or get promoted. But they skip over who we need to become to get there. For example, let's say your goal is to get promoted at work. You might focus on the outcome, earning the salary and the title. But you might skip over the real transformation about what you need to be to become a stronger leader, what you need to do to be more collaborative and more confident in presenting ideas. When your goal reflects both who you are and who you're becoming, it's no longer just about achieving the goal. It becomes about living it, and that's where lasting change happens. Number 2, vague goals lack direction. Another reason resolutions fail is vagueness. Goals like being healthier or saving money sound great, but they lack direction. Without clear starting points, it's easy to feel overwhelmed or stuck. Here's the truth. Big changes don't happen in big leaps. They start with small, clear steps. And there are various planning methodologies you can adopt. For example, you can use the backward planning or reverse engineering method. You start with your ultimate goal and work backward to identify the milestones and steps needed to achieve it. Or you can use the 90-day goal framework, the quarterly planning. You can break your goal into quarterly targets with weekly objectives to maintain focus and momentum. Number 3, fear of failure and hesitation. Now, let's talk about hesitation. Have you ever delayed starting something because you were scared of failing or even succeeding? Both outcomes have consequences, right? It's that voice in your head saying, "What if I can't keep this up?" That fear can paralyze us before we even begin. And I know that voice all too well. I remember wanting to launch this channel, but kept thinking, what if no one watches? What if I can't keep up? That fear almost stopped me before I even began. But I didn't. And here we are. There are many talks and books out there that address change and visit the idea of resolution. For today's video, I'll share with you some ideas that have worked for me and that are inspired by things I've read and experienced. So, how do you break this cycle? Here are 6 shifts and steps to create change that lasts. Number 1, recognize the type of goals you are setting. Instead of result-based goals, embrace self-goals, goals that align with who you really are and the person you want to grow into. When we focus on being and becoming instead of just doing and achieving, everything shifts. Ask yourself, who am I becoming? For example, instead of "I want to read more," think "I'm becoming someone who loves learning." Instead of "I want to run a marathon," think "I am someone who values my health and fitness." When you identify as someone who prioritizes their health, lacing up your sneakers becomes a natural habit, not a forced chore. And that's the first key. Shift from what to who. Number 2, start small, win big. Next, start small. Big, flashy goals sound exciting in the moment, but they can feel overwhelming over time. Instead, break them into smaller, actionable steps to lessen the burden and build gradual progress and momentum. A friend of mine wanted to overhaul her health, her diet, her exercise, her sleep, but all she did was she just started with walking for 15 minutes a day. Within a month, she was feeling so good, she naturally began making other changes without feeling overwhelmed. So, if you have a similar goal of becoming healthier, start by committing to one immediate and small action, like turning off the lights by 10:30 every night. Number 3, realize the power of just start. To create the change we want, we need to start, right? And you don't have to be ready to start. You have to start to be ready. Even 5 minutes of action creates clarity and builds belief. If you want to start journaling, write 1 sentence today. If you want to exercise, start with 2 minutes of stretching. If you want to read more, start with a single page. Action beats hesitation every time. And starting messy beats waiting for perfect every single time. Number 4, create habits, not just goals. Here's the game changer. Focus on systems and habits, not on occasional efforts. Systems outlast motivation. The last thing you want to do is to base your change on a fluctuating emotion. Want to save money? Automate weekly transfers. Want to feel more grounded? Set an alarm for daily reflections. If you would like to dive deeper into habits, I highly recommend reading these two books. Atomic Habits by James Clear, who talks about anchoring a new habit to something you already do, and The Power of Habit by Charles Duhigg, who talks about keystone habits that once established create ripple effects across your life. Number 5. Expect setbacks and plan for them. Life happens, right? And setbacks are part of the process. What matters is how you handle them. Instead of beating yourself up, follow the never 2 days in a row rule or never 2 incidents in a row rule. If you miss one day, get back on track the next. And if at first you don't succeed, then dust yourself off and try again. Sounds familiar? It's actually from a song. If you can name it, leave it in the comments below. Setbacks aren't signs of failure. They're proof that you're trying. Each slip-up is a chance to learn what triggered it and how you can prevent it the next time. Ask yourself that when it happens. Number 6, lean on accountability. You don't have to do it alone. Share your goals with someone you trust or join a group. You can also use apps to track your progress or even start a friendly competition. The key is to find accountability that feels encouraging, not stressful. When others are cheering you on, it's easier to stay on track. These were the 6 steps that can help you build resolutions that can last. To bring this all together, here's my 3 C's of sustainable resolution. Number 1, clarity. Know exactly what you want and why it matters. Number 2, consistency. Commit to small, regular actions that build momentum. Number 3, compassion. Allow room for setbacks. Change takes time, and that's okay. Now, if you know that it's not just about achieving the goal, but about living it, I have 2 questions for you. What's one identity-driven goal you'd love to start working towards? And what's one small step you can take to become that version of yourself? Take that step, no matter how small. You're closer than you think. And I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments and cheer you on. So, why do resolutions fail? It's not because we're not capable. It's because we've been approaching them wrong. When you focus on who you want to become, when you start small and build habits and systems that support you, real change becomes inevitable. This year, let's forget about resolutions that are trendy. Instead, let's focus on becoming what we truly want to be in a sustainable way. Do you have strategies that have worked for you? Share your wisdom in the comments or send this video to someone who might need it. Let's grow together. And for more videos, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. And always remember, you've got this. See you in the next one. Ciao.